All right. Oh, did we make it? Are we on time? I mean, we're always on time. But hey, let's fucking
always
go.
on time. Yeah.
Always on time. Never doubted us 1 second. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Slice of Shonen Podcast. I am your host on the boat, Sailor. And give me a quick second. I'm on the 1s and 2s right now. I was trying to figure out which background music we wanted to use this week, but of course, we had to be on time, so we had to sort that out first.
We don't want to break our streak.
Yeah. We'll do Sessions Diana this time. I feel like we haven't done that in a while, or maybe we have. My memory is awful. But anyway, welcome back to the Slice of Shonen Podcast. Thank you guys so much for checking in with us. Whether it's live or after the fact, we always appreciate you. Of course, it's not just me. I have my Ensemble of Excellence with me. So let me run down the roster. We have the Cookin' Taco. We have the Adam, aka Jigga, whose channel is linked down below. Make sure you go check it out. Make sure you tell your mom about it. Also, tell your mom that you love her today. It's Mother's Day. Also, we have the Silver. We have the me. Hey, how's it going? And of course, the Zenith Annie Manga, whose channel is also linked down below. Make sure you steal your mother's credit card information to sign up for his Patreon, link down below. Don't do that, but make sure you check out both of the links.
Well, never say never.
Listen, that can be your Mother's Day gift. You get to see exclusive behind-the-scenes content. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
But, yeah, of course, we have a lot to talk about this week. It's going to be a fun podcast. Again, we appreciate you sticking around with us. And, yeah, fellas, is there anything you guys would like to say before we jump in? I start looking through these comments.
I just hope y'all are having a good day. Honestly, it's a nice Sunday.
True.
Let's have some positivity for once.
Yeah, man, that's real shit. Hell yeah.
That's true. We're not going to say a single bad thing about any of these chapters. We're going to stay positive.
Whoa.
Wait,
is that going to be the bit for the podcast? I'm down.
Yeah, we're only positive all day.
Only positive thing.
Talk about a good joke.
This is going to be a short podcast.
I was going to ask, is sarcasm allowed?
We're going to be nice fellas today.
Well, we'll see how far we can take it at the very least.
We'll see how long that lasts.
We'll try.
Wonder who's going to break the streak first.
Listen, One Piece? Oh, I'm so for it. JJK?
Oh, yeah.
Kagurabachi, I'm so back. You know what I'm saying?
Can't have a single sentence that has "but" in it, because once that happens, that means you're diving into negativity. We can't have that.
No, maybe I'm just talking about butts.
I just felt a violent spasm as I resisted the urge to say mid. I can't do it, man.
Dies from mid.
It's gonna be the end of me. I can't hold it in. Fuck.
My dark persona just put its hand on my shoulder and said slander. I'm trying to fight the urge, man. I'm trying. But anyway, let me look through some of these comments. Maybe you guys can get all the slander out first this week. Maybe we live through you this week. I don't know. Let me see. Flame or Flom saying, let's see if they're actually punctual. We are. Never a doubt. Easy. We make it look easy, you know what I'm saying? Weary saying the ensemble of elegantly elevated excellence is never late nor early. They just come, ayo, and they are them. We appreciate that. Hey, thank you. Hey, man, we appreciate this. This is just the exception proving the rule. Why you gotta say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just on time. This is how it is. Kevin saying, this why they're the MVP. Hey, shouts out, Kevin. We appreciate it. Kimono saying, smoking that Choso pack. Oh, we're already starting with negativity. Oh, hey, we really living through you this time, Chad. We already starting with it. Sleeping Danger saying, on time. Who are you and what have you done with the ensemble of lateness? Listen, we're never late. That's how it is.
Literally anytime we get on is always on time. That's just
Have you considered that you guys are early?
True.
Hey man, that's just how it is. There's Adam's channel link down below there, so there you can see he dropped a little emoji. Yeah, there that is. Hardy, when my AOT video drops, you better be on my dick just as hard. I better see you. You better be in the. You better comment 30 fucking times about how this video is done. You know what? Comment 100 times, please. Boost it in the algorithm, please. I appreciate
Bro's
that.
putting into the blackboard like, it's a great video. It's a great video.
Yeah,
it's
right.
writing it 100 times.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be on my dick this hard, then, you know, please be there when the actual video drops, my nigga. Cause goddamn. Anyway, let's move on to some other shit. I was about to get into it. You lucky this is a slander-free podcast, nigga, because I would have aired your shit out. But anyway. I'm just letting you know they saved you, bitch ass nigga. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, you just feel how we're drowning in positivity right now.
I am. Oh my god, I'm about to take a dip in the bath of evil on my Sukuna shit, nigga. I'm about to. I'm about to repress some fucking shit, nigga.
That shit did not last long.
Hey man. Listen.
Saying, this says way more about you than any of our
I
viewers.
dipped my toe in the water, but I backed away. You know what I'm saying?
So proud of you.
I backed away. You know, that's just how it is.
Let 'em
We're
know.
very proud of you.
Thank
If
you.
I were there in person, I'd give you a cookie.
Thank you, man. I
I
appreciate
wouldn't,
that.
because, like, my cookie, but, you know.
True. And then just some other shit. Let's get into the podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
there's actual chapters to talk about. We gotta stop, like, waffling about. Like,
Yeah.
Bro,
Well,
with all these amazing chapters we got.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Let's start off with an amazing
Actually, before we
chapter
go,
here.
before we get on, genuinely, we're coming back from Golden Week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty solid fucking lineup right out the gate. Like even outside the podcast stuff, great chapters going on. So, you know, positivity. Keep it going. Wait, what are we starting off with?
One New Pisuwa, chapter
All right, we can't keep it
1114.
going. Let's go.
Yeah. How'd you feel about this one, guys?
I definitely got nothing negative on this one. I really like this chapter.
Pretty dope.
Try hard.
Come on now. Keep the positivity, Zenith.
Yeah.
My bad. It just sort of
man.
happens. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
It's good to try hard. What am I talking about? That's
Show
crazy.
effort. Yeah, you know, it's good.
It's good to do things with effort. Yeah, man. You're awesome.
Yeah. This chapter was really fucking good.
It's gonna be the death of me.
This chapter was really fucking good. This is one of those chapters where it's just like, I don't know how to like describe it other than it's just like, I got goosebumps reading it at times. It's just like just learning more and more shit about the world. Of course, I saw one of my goats, Dofi, so this is already one of the greatest chapters of all time.
Yes, Dofi Crumbs. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I really
man.
love that
That's all you
Doflamingo he's just loving every second of this.
Yeah, man.
Because he's just such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He revels in the chaos, man. That's just who he is.
He's like, hell yeah.
He's like, this shit is awesome, dude. We should go somewhere else though.
Yeah, the higher ground.
should.
Like, I love how he specified the higher ground because, like, he knows that there's really only one place that's going to be safe, if that's going to be Maru's Wazé, obviously, because again, they obviously knew this was going to happen.
Woo.
Well,
You know, last time we saw him, they at least gave him like a newspaper and everything. So that means like he had control of his arms. He had to have said some stupid shit for them to chain him back down to the floor.
probably, yeah.
Nah, man. They let him read. They give him like an hour reading, and then they're like, "Okay, bro." They lock him
Okay,
back
your
up.
fun
They
time's
took
over.
away his arm privileges, bro.
Bro,
That's
I
some
don't,
serious shit.
I don't know, man.
What happened to the
Deserved
arms?
it being real.
I mean, this is Doflamingo we're talking about. Are you
I
not
was
surprised?
I was about to say that nigga with his devil fruit abilities. Hey, man, I can understand why you'd want to, take that shit away.
Well, I
But-
like it even more because, like, what the fuck? Why is Magellan even there?
right?
I was gonna
Why,
question
Why
that.
is
Do you
Magellan
want
like,
to
hanging out
talk to
with
him?
Doflamingo?
no one wants to
Bro.
talk to him.
Bro, rare time he's not on the toilet. He figured he'd talk to Dofi, you know?
How do you know he's not on the toilet? You can't see what he's sitting on.
That's true.
I don't know, the way he's
You know what?
sitting,
True.
like, he kind of has, like, his legs crossed. I don't know if that's just, like...
That's a
his technique.
professional shitter right there.
Okay, you got me there,
That
yeah.
dude right there.
That is a master of his craft.
Yeah.
Right there.
Bruh.
My balls in knots, legs crossed. That's just how I like to do it, baby. That's how I know.
Well, when
That's
you're
the-
shitting 14 hours a day, you gotta get comfortable. Like, there's no other way to
You
do
know
it.
it, yeah,
Hey, man. That is the
No paper or nothing.
most efficient way to open a can of poop ass right there. That is
Okay.
that is the
right,
optimal
all right.
stance.
Awful.
I know we said we were going to be positive, but I know we didn't say anything about obscene, so we should probably move on to the next part here.
I was complimenting his stature as a pooper.
Yes, I
Love
know,
you,
and I think we've
Cooper.
covered that already.
Mm.
So, the Mother Flame.
Whoa. Before
On
we get to the
Mother's
mother
Day,
flame,
too?
before we get to the mother flame, we need to talk about mother. I got my smoothies, Crumbs chat. I'm so happy. I am so happy, man. I couldn't believe it. I had to do a double take. She's finally showing back up again in the manga after doing fucking nothing. So you know what?
Yeah,
And will
well,
continue to do nothing.
Yeah. Hey, man. Maybe she's getting into some shit. Maybe she's fucking helping Big
Are-
Mom out of the volcano. I don't know.
Well, are they still outside Wano? Like,
We don't
Right,
know.
19
We have
They
no
are.
idea.
do
Yeah.
they just stick around?
They probably
like, what
are.
are they gonna do? Just go home? Like, fuck.
I mean, yeah, man, I'd want to take a nap after that.
They got beds on the boat, man. They're fine.
Bro.
Bro, I want to sleep in my own bed, though. You know?
Bro, trust me, Zenith. They're the Big Mom Pirates. They do not need any extra nap time.
True.
Damn, bro. Hey,
Let 'em
man.
know how you feel.
But yeah, I was happy to get
And
my
I'm being
smoothie
positive.
crumbs.
I'm just telling the truth.
Just telling the truth. But yeah, now we can talk about the mother flame. That spread was fucking sick, dude. Oh my god. This
It's
is
really
so
cool.
cool. Yeah. Saturn just being exposed by Vegapunk again for just being a dumbass when it comes to science shit. To be fair, it's Vegapunk. But I just love
Yeah.
at the start of the arc where he's like, you can't outsmart me, pussy. And this is what, like the third or fourth time he's done it. So, hey, man.
I can't believe the smartest man in the world is the smartest man in the world. Who the fuck hired him? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
My-
right?
My favorite.
no, getting-
theory- Oh, go ahead, Zenith. Or,
Oh, no, you go first, because I think we're about to address the same thing, so you go first, because you were the one who sent it.
I don't think that's what I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, you go first then anyway, still.
Oh my
Mother-
god.
Hey, he's being nice. This is the
I
bit
am
that
going
you
to
wanted.
No,
be
I
very
insist. You
kind
go
to
first.
You know what,
both
Silver?
of
You're a very nice man. My favorite theory that I've seen, I can't remember where I saw it. It was probably Morge. Shout out to Morge. Morge
Shout
has
out
been cooked.
Morge.
He's been
Morge
cooking
is on his
lately,
ridiculous,
honestly.
bro. Ever
Yeah.
since Onigashima, bro, Morge has been on the come up. He's been
on
fucking
his,
killing it.
yeah, the fucking stocks have paid off.
Go anywhere but up.
But I think it was from Morge. But I could have just been on Twitter. I don't remember. But my favorite theory is that the transponder snail is inside the ancient giant.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That's where Vegapunk hit it.
that
Which
is
would
a
be
really
cool.
good plan.
Yeah, because then that would kind of lead. It kind of solves all the problems. Because then the Gorsei, once they realize that, they're gonna have to attack the ancient giant, which will let the Straw Hats escape because the Gorsei will all be preoccupied trying to take down the giant, which I think would be cool.
Yeah, and the military currently, they're just like, bro, we can't do anything to this thing right now. Like, it's not even flinching at all, the heavy artillery we're sending its way. So it would make
Mhm.
sense. Like, that looks to be the safest place on the island right now for that thing to be.
Probably, yeah, that would
Yeah.
be most likely.
It wasn't, and I could be misremembering, so someone please correct me if I'm wrong. But when Vegapunk first showed up, like his real body, wasn't he like stuck in the ancient giant?
He was.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And they had to pull him out. What if that's what he was doing? What if he was like putting it inside the ancient giant?
Oh,
That would be clever.
That would be pretty good. Yeah. I didn't even think
Like,
about
he knew
that.
they were
yeah.
coming for
That's
him.
really interesting. Okay.
Listen, if that ends up being the case, we are
I
so
was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if not,
because like
He's so with the shit.
yeah, if not, then we never speak on it again.
Yo, heard it here first, folks.
yeah, no, because like
So,
they said it in themselves. Like
Right.
there's not enough
Yeah.
space for a person to fit inside, but there's definitely got to be enough for like a transponder snail.
True.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty
dude.
small.
What were you gonna say, Silver?
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay, so back on the Mother Flame. The one thing I found interesting was what you sent into the chat earlier, or the same day it came out. About during the Enel cover story, which I let's see, which chap. I have to figure out which chapter that was though.
Oh God,
Bro, you
I
had
wouldn't
so
know.
long to get ready.
It.
Well, okay.
I don't.
Point is
It was like,
you can probably look it up later. There was the Enel cover story. There's like this one page where we see Enel looking at like he's icon on his back on the moon. You know, during
yeah, it's like a mural on the moon
Mhm.
of like
Right.
ancients, like people who lived on the moon.
Yeah.
right, and in the far corner of that image is a showing of like this flame surrounded by a circle, which we thought was a sun, but it looks very much like what we're seeing now here.
Right, the mother
here on the
flame,
spread.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, which I think gives a lot of credence to the whole theory about this being connected into like Skypean technology, or at least to the Lunarians at the very least.
Well, it's
So it's
been. Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Well, it's been a theory for like a pretty long time that like the One Piece world isn't really meant for the people that are there. That it's been a theory for a long time that it was like originally like the fishmen are the first people there, and that like, all the other people are sort of from far off.
Yeah, from the moons
Mhm.
or like
from the
other
moon.
places.
Yeah, so that wouldn't surprise me if like this super advanced society that that like Joyboy is from and all that stuff, if that all descends from Lunarian technology, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
It I think it all makes sense because specifically when that panel, so the mural that I was looking at, I believe it shows like 3 different sky people because they have different clothes on and their wings are slightly different. So the people
Right.
theorize it's like, oh, it's the Birkins, the Skypians, and the Shandians. And each of them, I think it might have been a separate panel that shows like the ancient weapons, that like the pictures that like kind of represent the ancient weapons, or it might have just straight up been that panel. I don't remember exactly, but we now know because Vegapunk just straight up confirms this chapter, which we've known for a long time, but like he's just reiterating that before the Void Century, the world was a lot more advanced. The technology they had was far more advanced than what they have nowadays. So Vegapunk, a lot of the technology he's quote unquote created, he's not really creating it, he's just rediscovering it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I think it's the Mother Flame is another example of that. The Mother Flame is most likely the energy source that the ancient kingdom used to power all of their technology. And, Vegapunk rediscovered it. And I think it is just straight up connected to the Lunarians because they have the flames on their back that never goes out.
Yep.
Maybe they were the ones that created the Mother Flame originally. I forget
Well, maybe
whose
it comes
theory
from
was.
them.
That's what, yeah. I forget whose theory it was, so I apologize. I want to give them credit, but I really forget. I'm sorry. But someone theorized that was like, oh, the Lunarians they lived in Marijoa. Like that's where they're from. That was the land that they lived in, and it was the idea that the reason why they are, the reason why they have like the tough skin and the black wings and the fire, they're not natural species. They're not like a natural sky people. They were sky people that they biologically engineered themselves to be superior, similar to what Judge did with his sons. Like Judge rediscovered DNA essentially, like he rediscovered how to manipulate DNA.
Mhm.
And a lot of Sanji's abilities are very similar to Lunarian's. His hard skin, the exoskeleton, the flames that he can create. Yeah, I think it's a lot of cool ideas.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know all that. That was interesting. Like, I was only just making the connection back on the whole cover story, but that's all really great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna relate it back to what Vegapunk said in this chapter too, where he's like, "Hey, these natural disasters are not natural. Like something that's like linking back to the Void Century, and perhaps that has something to do with the Mother Flame as well." But even though like they like, I'm not sure because they had the earthquake like that day, and that rose the sea a meter. So like, I don't know if that's the after effects of the Mother Flame or something else. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the fuck he's gonna talk about. Like, it's gonna be big, even though it's not the full history. Obviously, it's gonna be big.
Right, and I mean, it definitely would be interesting if we get some more stuff up on the ancient weapons too. Like, I feel like at this point, we definitely can confirm that the world government does have Uranus. If so, maybe that could be connected to Lunarian technology as well. I feel like that's definitely a possibility, considering it's all about the whole name is based on a sky god.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Truing. Yeah, no.
Did you guys see the one tweet I sent? I think it was from Archer.
Was it about Impel Down? I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
Every level.
I like that.
It seems like every level of Impel Down represents a different member of the Gorosei. Because you have the top level is like the razor sharp leaves, and it has poisonous spiders, which would be Saturn. Then the second level is the Beast Hell, which has the basilisk, which looks very similar to Marcus.
One of them.
Is that his fucking name?
Marcus.
Lord knows I don't fucking know.
It is Mark. It's Marcus. And the third level is the like starvation hell, which is all like sandy and deserty, which would be the death worm for Peter.
Yeah.
The fourth level is the fire hell, which would be Warkery. And then the fifth level is the like freezing hell, which would be Ethan. And then the sixth level is the
forgotten
eternal hell. Yeah, the forgotten hell, which would be Emo. So each level represents one of the Gorosei and Emo, which I thought was a cool idea.
That's also interesting too, because we got introduced to Saturn first. Like, he's the first level. We got introduced to him, and then obviously the rest of the levels came later. But yeah, that whole thing is like super interesting. I like that a lot. I'm hoping that's just like true. I'm hoping that was like the idea behind how they made this prison system, because that's fucking sick.
Especially because it's literally Impel Down is based on what's it called, Zenith? The poem Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, Dante's Inferno. Okay, I wasn't sure you were referring
Divine
to
Comedy.
Yeah, the Divine Comedy. Impel Down is based on the Divine Comedy, which is a poem that like gives a description of how it's the layers of hell. So the idea that it's not only based on the layers of hell, but it's also based on the Gorosei, who are all demons. I think that's really cool. If Oda meant to do it that way.
Yeah, the different levels of hell and everything.
Actually, that's an interesting thing to put it, because each of the layers is tied to like one of the sins. So I wonder, and I've seen people try to tie those same concepts back to the Gorosei even without this connection. So I wonder if there's something there.
I mean, maybe. I feel like
I'm not
more
gonna
from the
reach
Gorosei
too far
themselves.
into it.
Yeah, no, I feel like we have to see more of the Gorosei themselves, like, their abilities, their personality needs to get a proper sense of that. It definitely would be cool if it did connect to that, though. I would love
just
that.
a neat little thing.
True.
But I really like that whole connection. I don't know, just everything about that's neat.
Hell yeah, brother.
Really, the only last thing to talk about would be the Joyboy stuff, the reveal we get.
Actually,
we're not going to talk about my nigga Saul.
Sure, that too.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk a little bit on page 2. Akainu's reaction, because I think that's very interesting, is how understated it is.
That's true. He gets pissed off at like a raindrop.
He gets pissed off so much. But right now, it was like the first thing I noticed when reading this chapter. Like the first thing that stuck out, it's just he's thinking for a second. And I'm really curious where Oda intends to go with his character. Because I've always gotten the impression that even if he did have like a backstory that's like pretty sad, which we know he does, that, you know, he'd still just be a piece of shit. sorry, positivity. A not so very good person.
Yeah.
An antagonist, if you will.
True.
So, I'm wondering if this indicates a shift in like what the plan is for him as a character, you know? Because obviously, just to make it clear, I don't think he's gonna join Luffy after hearing this. Like, oh, I gotta join the pirates. Entire moral alignment shifting now. No. But I'm wondering what he's thinking, because I don't think if it didn't matter, he wouldn't give this whole panel and like draw attention to it. I'm curious what you guys think.
Do you think the
Akainu's
Marines are gonna rebel from the Gorosei? Because they are two separate entities. Like the Marines are going to like stand on their own essentially.
The Marines are just the muscle.
Yeah,
at the end
That's
of the
definitely
day.
going to happen in the sense because swords definitely, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sword is
sure.
definitely betraying the
yeah.
government. By the
I
end.
just know that Akainu already has issues with the Gorosei, as we all know. So him like
Yeah.
hearing
Right.
about the shit that they've hid is just like, okay, yeah, you niggas are cooked. Like, yeah, I
He
don't
goes to
follow
their
y'all.
office. He's like, I
Akainu-
gotta tell him about this, and then they're gone.
Yeah,
Akainu's a really interesting character because based on the very little we know about him, if he finds out the truth behind Emu, because he doesn't know Emu exists. So if he found out the truth behind Emu and the Gorosei and the Void Sentry, it would be entirely in character for him to just fight the government, to
Yep.
fight them.
That would be so.
But at the
baller.
same time, it would be completely out of character for him to join Luffy.
Oh
oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
he's in like a really weird middle position. It's interesting. I think we just, like Xena said, we just need a little more context to really pin down what he's gonna do. But yeah, Akainu, I don't know. Because like honestly, I remember thinking like, okay, Akainu is gonna be like one of the major like final villains and all that, but like with all of the Gorosei and Emu and like we got the other fucking like just Celestial Dragon fucking like what are they called? I don't even remember what they're called.
God's Knights.
The Knights.
The Knights, yeah,
God's
yeah,
Knights, yeah.
The Holy Knights. Like with the Holy Knights, and they're strong. Like we
Yeah.
know they're strong. So
Yeah.
the Holy Knights, they're obviously not going to be as strong as like fucking Gorosei, but like the Holy Knights and the Gorosei and Emu, those are all Celestial Dragon characters that are just fucking, they're evil. So like
yeah.
they can operate as the final villains. So I think there's enough villains that if the Marines, like if Kizaru and Akainu and Fujitora, if they decide that they're not going to follow the Gorosei anymore, like they could just rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Kizaru and Fujitora, because Fujitora is not loyal to the government anyway. And
Yeah.
Kizaru, we've seen him questioning everything. this
Fujitora
arc.
hates the government more than anyone, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, Green Bull definitely won't betray the government because he's just straight up like, yeah, the government sucks, but like whatever. Like it's
You think so?
yeah,
'Cause
because he
he-
literally had a whole speech in Wano about how discrimination is good.
Of course, yeah, of course. But I'm saying because
Yeah,
he's
that guy.
he's an Akainu dick eater though. That's why I'm saying like you don't think he won't feel like conflicted about it?
That's what I
Well,
was
I
gonna say.
think-
Is like would he just follow what happens with Akainu or something?
I
Or will
think
he
it
just
might
be
be
like my
cool.
goat is washed and then just join the government anyway?
Oh, he's an agenda piece.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if they do like there is a conflict between them. Maybe not like that they fight straight up, but like we do see Green Bull and Akainu kind of butting heads. Also, another cool thing about this entire thing that like I haven't thought about yet is that it makes me, if Akainu does end up rebelling, it really makes me want to see more between him and Kuzan.
Oh,
Because that was the whole thing with Aokiji, is Aokiji did not want Akainu to become the fleet admiral. It's not so much that Aokiji wanted to be the fleet admiral, he just didn't want Akainu to be the fleet admiral. So they fought and he lost. And after he lost, he left. And he gave like that speech to Smoker. It wasn't really a speech, but he was like, there are some things that you can do even like when you're not in the
Yeah,
Marines.
like you see things
Aokiji
differently when you're not in the Marines. Yeah.
Yeah, like Aokiji still has some goal that he believes is righteous, that he believes is like follows his justice, even though he's working with Blackbeard. So
And we do get to see Kuzan here, and he doesn't say anything either.
yeah, so it
Mhm.
makes me wonder like if we see them meet back up. I think that'd all be really cool stuff to get.
That'd be so sick.
It definitely would be
dude.
interesting to see, because like we were talking before about how Akainu, no matter what, is never going to join up with Luffy. But it's like even if they did decide to rebel, it's the same. It goes two ways, because like there's no way in hell Luffy is ever going to want to work together with the guy who murdered his brother, or no matter what the circumstances are. Like I just can't see that happening.
Yeah.
No
Mhm.
way. Yeah. Luffy would sooner die.
Like I'm
than
just
do
wondering
that
if there's
shit.
going to be like some kind of conflict between those two first before we kick off with this whole war, or at this point is inevitably going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's just man, a lot could happen
There's a
from
lot
these
going
next
on
few
right now.
chapters, dude. Like the ripple effects from these upcoming chapters alone could be fucking insane, man. So I'm guessing that this is the big incident that they were saying like changed the world essentially.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man, every time I thought that, Oda was like, hey, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. You know what? Here's 2 more for y'all. And he drops, like, more shit, is like, oh, maybe this is it. But, yeah, like, the entire shape of the story of One Piece could be completely altered by, like, as soon as next chapter. And that's fucking insane to think about.
Yeah, we're getting some really crazy shit.
Yeah, man. Good stuff, man. I like this
I
chapter a
cannot
lot.
wait to see it.
Yeah. But is there anything else you guys would like to say before we dive into the next chapter?
Well,
Well, I
there
guess the last
Joy
thing-
Boy.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I already
yeah.
forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
was like, what do we think about that? Because
You're
that's what
right.
shocked me, I think, the whole chapter.
Yeah. It seems
Wow.
like because when reading the TCB, shout out to TCB, it made it seem like Joyboy and Nika was the same person, but it seems like reading this, they're like 2 people again. Unless
no,
I'm
I
I thought that was
bugging.
interesting too.
Me
The
and Doc were talking about this last night.
Yeah, so, and shout out to Morge, because this is fully, I do remember, Morge was the one who said this, it's the idea that the ancient kingdom was technologically advanced. They most likely created the devil fruits, and the devil fruits embody the dreams of people. And Nika the sun god wasn't a real person. He wasn't Joy Boy. What it was Nika the sun god was the sun god of Elbaf. So the Elbaf giants worshipped this mythological figure, Nika, and through their belief in him and their dreams of him, it created the devil fruit, and Joy Boy most likely was the one that ate it. That's what I think is the case.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
And Joy Boy as a person just embodied those ideals perfectly, which allowed him to awaken his fruit.
Gotcha,
Because that's
like
the
Luffy
thing.
is right now.
Other people, yeah, because we don't know how many people, but assumedly a lot of people, dozens, have probably eaten the Gomu Gomu no Mi over the hundreds of years since Joy Boy. But the only 2 who have ever been able to awaken it and become Nika are Joy Boy and Luffy.
Yes, sir.
Because they're the only 2 that embody the ideals of Nika the sun god, the mythological character, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we know that mythological zones, and I think it's just zones in general, have a will of their own. The beings or the animals that embody them, because they're other beings, they have a will of their own. So it's like Nika only resonated so strongly with Joy Boy and Luffy because of the type of people they are. That's my headcanon, at least.
Gotcha.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right. Really interesting shit, man. Really interesting shit. I'm looking forward to just finally getting info on whoever the fuck Joy Boy is, because he's been such a talked about person throughout pretty much like since the start of the time skip, since like at the end of Fishman Island.
Fishman Island, yeah.
Yeah.
From the first poneglyph we saw there.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing like what his story is. Do you guys think we get like a pseudo backstory? I mean, Vegapunk already admitted like I don't know all the history, so I'm just going to give you the facts. So do you guys think we see like bits and pieces of that history like directly, or is it just going to be relayed through Vegapunk?
Oda's
I feel like it's
continue-
mostly going to be through Vegapunk, because I feel like we still have to keep some of the mystery there. Or
Yeah.
admit, which is going to suck because I hate getting blue balled like this again, but I mean, you got to have some of it left over.
Oda has continued to surprise me throughout Egghead. He's done a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting him to do.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think I don't think we're going to get really. We might get like a silhouette of Joyboy
Yeah.
because Oda loves his silhouettes. I think we might get a silhouette of Joyboy, but I don't think we're gonna get like the full Joyboy flashback until Robin tells us it.
Gotcha.
I think that'll be like Robin's role, because that is Robin's role. Robin's
Yeah.
role is collecting the true history and like telling it to the world essentially, but she'll also be the one to tell it to us. So I
Gotcha.
think for that, I think it's going to be Robin. So whenever she gets the Rio Poneglyph at Laugh Tale or whatever, however the fuck Oda decides to actually do it, that's when we'll get like the full Joyboy flashback, I think.
Yeah.
True.
It'll probably be in the case where it's like most of the Straw Hats are like, who's this Joyboy person? Robin's like, ah, yes, that's a story I know. Sit down and listen. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Sit around the fire. We got a story to tell. Yeah, that's
But I
awesome.
definitely think it's a strong possibility we get like a silhouette. We might get like some like Joyboy stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Plus, I imagine that we're gonna want to see the reactions of like everyone else in the world as they're hearing this info. Because again,
Do
like
you-
that could have series-altering ramifications for some characters.
Do you guys think Joyboy is a giant?
I feel
I
like
never even considered
yeah,
it.
I think so. Just because of the giant straw hat and
Mary
Emo's
Jo,
thing, right?
the giant straw hat.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck, I forgot about the hat.
Yeah, no, I
You
do
know, that
like
would
that.
be... Fuck, that would actually make sense then.
That'd be really
Because
cool.
I completely fucking forgot about that hat.
Joyboy
I
was
always
just
figured he was...
a normal person. Someone just randomly made a giant straw hat.
Nah, that's crazy. I want to see in the final fight, Luffy goes his Gigante form, and it just gives Emu PTSD.
Another thing about it too, and this is like purely headcanon, but like another like connection that makes me think of is, for one, Nika the Sun God is
A
worshipped
giant.
by the giants. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
giant god.
And you have the giant straw hat in Mary Jo that Emu looked at. And another thing is Oda's favorite pirates are Vikings,
Yeah.
True.
because
Yeah, because he was
grew up.
inspired by one, right?
Yeah, the reason why he decided to write One Piece, he grew up watching an anime called Vicky the Viking as a kid, and he loved that show so much that it's kind of what got him into pirates. So he loves Vikings, he loves just that culture, he loves the giants, and the giants more than like really anyone else. It really embodied like this like the like code of honor and like manliness. Just like they are like as pirates,
Well, he must
they
fucking
kinda
love
hold-
Vinland Saga then.
they kind of hold themselves differently than a lot of other pirates in the series. So I think it would be interesting if the first pirate ever was Joyboy.
I think it would
not that
be-
it is because he is, but like the
But like,
idea,
he's also a giant.
yeah, that he was a
based
giant.
off the
The
Viking.
first pirate ever was a giant.
I think it would be interesting if it was Zoro, because Zoro also holds those same ideas, and that would
You're
You're
absolutely
cooking.
right.
yeah, I think that would be pretty cool.
Well, I do think straight up Ryuma is going to be like a part of Joyboy's crew. It's like Joyboy was the
I
captain, but I
didn't
think
even
Ryuma
fucking
was
think
a
about
part of-
that. Oh shit.
Yeah, Ryuma's definitely going to be a part of the crew.
Oh fuck, that would be sick, dude.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Ryuma was just straight up like the Zoro of his, like he was like his right hand man. Like
Of course, yeah, that would make sense. Another Shimotsuki at the hand of like the first pirate. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, was it confirmed that Ryuma is that old? Old, I can't remember.
we don't know for sure.
Yeah, we don't
It's
know.
not confirmed when Ryuma lived. I don't think, but like
I know we got some lore for him in Wano, but nothing in regards to like his age.
The only
Right,
thing we know
right.
about Ryuma is that he protected Wano in the past when it became closed off because because it was like the country of gold, so people wanted to steal the gold from Wano. And I think it could be connected that like after Joyboy like lost, because the country Wano closed themselves off after the ancient kingdom fell as a way to protect themselves until the next Joyboy arose. So maybe Ryuma, after traveling with Joyboy, went back to Wano to protect it because he knew that they had to keep Pluton safe. They had to keep the Poneglyph safe until the next Joyboy arrived, essentially.
True, yeah. Hey, man. Some good shit. Some good shit. Let me look through some of these comments and then we can move on to the next bit if you guys want to. If not, then we can stay on One Piece.
I mean, I don't have anything
I
else
think
to
we
say about
cover
this.
all
I
the
do
grounds here.
just want to bring up. I wonder what made him called a pirate. Because that's not like just going out to sea doesn't make you a pirate. You got to commit some crimes.
He probably
So,
stole
I mean,
anime.
I have to imagine. I mean, my first guess would be that maybe he was just like the first to take up arms and rebel against the new government.
Well,
And,
we
like, after
don't
the
know
kingdom
what the
fell.
timeline on that kingdom falling was. So, like, we don't
Maybe,
really.
but I mean, I think that'd be my best guess.
I mean, yeah, no, that's a solid guess. I'm just saying, it's like we don't know, and I'm curious. That's the point I'm making, I guess. I don't know.
True. Very true.
So real of me. Let's go.
All we really know is that there were 20 kingdoms that existed before the Void Century. We know a couple of them. Like one was Dressrosa, one was Alabasta.
Yeah.
But the creation of the world government coincides with the end of the Void Century. So like the Void Century happened the first year of the One Piece timeline, their calendar after the Void Century is the year that the world government was created. So I don't know what that means exactly for Joyboy being a pirate, but I guess we'll see.
We will see. True. Shout out to Hardy Hologram for the donation. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I got waffles for lunch and had a great afternoon. Give your mom a kiss. By the way, only Ymir knows, Sailor. Bro, don't bring back that PTSD, man. God, I appreciate it. But, man, please don't take me back, man. I already had to fucking go through it for my AOT video. Yeah. But shouts out, man. Happy you're having a good day. Let me look through some more of these. Sleeping Danger saying Hokazono doing the Black Lightning better than Oda. We love to see it. Damn, we really hating today, chat. We're living through you this stream, man. Shouts out. I hate Zenith saying Zenith wishing me a good day. I'd rather die. Oh wow.
Perish.
Kimono asking, bro, how could you possibly dislike the JJK chapter? I don't. I'm very positive this stream.
Yeah, man. We love every chapter.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like they're not paying attention.
You won't find any hate in our hearts today.
True, man. Jackson saying, my goat Toto returns and Yuji has had his glow up. I'm thriving. True. Shouts out. Jesse, on the other hand, saying, I will never recover from this JJK chapter. The duality of man. Hey, man. Let me see. Time to kick chainsaw mid and read chain goated soldier. You really forced that one, huh, Riri? I respect it though. I respect it though. As
A lot of effort there.
As a chain soldier fanboy, I respect it. Let the world know about Tenka Fubuki and their greatness. True. Very true. They're awesome. Let me see. 10 out of 10 chapters just because Dofi was in it. You're so real for that. You're so fucking real for that. I heard the Demon Slayer anime came back today. I would not know. I have not watched anime in a while.
We get a training arc for a season. Let's
Whoa,
fucking go.
not too much.
You're right. No, that was the exact attitude they had.
Whoa,
When making this season.
hey, you're supposed to be nice. You're supposed to be kind today, Mr. Man. All right.
And by that, I mean they're treating their animators so well. And
Well, I said
giving
be nice,
everyone-
don't lie.
Honestly, it's probably not too bad working for eFotable to be, if you know, like they evade taxes for you, man. Like that's crazy.
so
You work
true.
for them, they're
Wow,
breaking the law for your ass.
That's
Like,
so
pretty good.
real. That's so real.
yeah, man. Like pretty fucking cool. You know, that's a company that cares about you.
That's the real right there. Do you think Joyboy will have an eye patch? Oh, could be. Yeah. Because
think
Oda's
so.
been saving the eye
That'd be
patch
fun.
design for a while. He specifically said he's gonna save it for a very important pirate.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
I really think he's gonna have an eye patch. Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
he'll have a hook for a hand too and a talking parrot?
Shit, he
Oh,
might,
let's not
bro.
go too far.
All right.
Dude, give him like just the most stereotypical pirate that he looks like. That'd be fucking
That
funny.
nigga's just Captain Hook.
Exactly.
Hey man, that's some real shit right there. Stalking Love saying Luffy is my Nika. Real. You're so real for that. Zoro would definitely be against all of this Nika activity. Giant should be worried. Hey, that's also true, man. Hey, that's why he's gonna go to Elbaf and set the record straight, man. Gonna set him straight. I did not travel back in time for you fuckers to be on this type of energy. Okay, he's gonna set him straight. And then lastly, I hate Zenith saying that Choso dying made me feel something. I haven't felt this devastated since Edge Runners. Oh god, bro. Let me say, I was listening to
Wild.
my video game OST, and I really want to stay at your house kicked on. I just fucking I fucking that was PTSD, dude. I was like, holy fuck.
It gets you.
That shit gets me, man. But anyway, bless you. It sounded like you sneezed. But anyway, let's dive in to the next chapter this week. Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 259. Fellas, how did we feel about this one?
I think that this chapter is two pretty good chapters put together. I don't think they should have been put together. You know what I
We
mean,
should have
though?
just had like the Choso sacrifice chapter and then the Todo come back
Yeah,
chapter.
like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. 'Cause here's the thing. I remember when the leaks were coming out, right? And I saw like, oh my god, Choso, that's pretty fucking good, man. Like, God, oh, that's sad. And then I see Toto's goofy ass with a bulky glove on, and my first thought was, oh, that's fake.
I thought the exact same fucking thing. I thought for sure, or those were fake leaks.
I was that was just, and then there were more pages. It's like, oh,
This is real.
oh, that's a real panel. He
No, I was
drew
kind
that.
of in the same mindset because admittedly I don't know what it is. It's just like I don't use Twitter. I don't use any other social media that there
Good
really
for
is
you.
and stuff. As in like I don't really interact on Twitter and stuff. It's like I don't get spoiled on there, and I know when to not be on there. But YouTube
Yeah.
says like, you know what you need to be spoiled on? The next JJK chapter. It's always JJK too. Nothing
Always.
else imaginable. Never One Piece or MHA anything. And it's like, well, I forgot what it was specifically. It was just someone saying like, yeah, I like Choso, and I was like, okay, got it. He's gonna die. Yeah, cool. You do not need to give me more context. But then I saw something like, man, Toto coming in was really cool. It was like, that's the joke this week, right? Where it's like one brother dies and another comes in, and it's like, so I got spoiled on that too. Didn't believe it, and when I saw him, I was like, well, I did not see that coming.
I how do I remain positive?
Positivity, fellas.
I
Look,
think
Again, I want to make it clear. There are two good chapters here.
Yeah, no, I like the chapter, if I'm being honest.
I do just think Chozo's whole thing should have been a whole chapter.
I agree with
I
that.
I agree. I
Mhm.
agree with that.
I just he is easily one of the best characters in the whole series, and he is one of the most beloved. I don't know if that is the case in Japan. Actually, I don't remember how high he was on the popularity poll, so maybe they don't really like him. I don't know.
He's a good character, so I'm willing to bet he was like really at the bottom.
He's probably like, you know,
Yeah.
Probably
Second
like in
place.
the 50s, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
y'all are very
I'm
positive today.
Bro, I'm just,
Yeah.
saying the truth.
'Cause, yeah, man, it's good. I like Yuji and Choso's dynamic.
I thought that was really good. Yeah.
I
I-
really liked that stuff in the chapter. I
It's
liked
really
the
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
I love how, like, in a way, because there's the whole thing with Yuki that Choso had, where basically he's going on to live as a human being instead of a curse, and this self-sacrifice is the least curse-like thing he could do,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's a very
I-
fitting conclusion for him.
Mhm.
I really liked this send off for Choso. Choso is one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
I like him a lot. He has
Honestly,
been for a
strong
long time.
contender for my favorite.
Yeah, it's unfortunate
Very
because
real.
I'll be honest, I didn't really get that emotional.
I feel that.
Reading it.
yeah. I feel
Like,
Yeah,
that.
no, I was there
Yeah.
too. I
And
mean, I
I'm
had a
the
drink to the guy,
biggest-
but
I am-
honestly,
I am the biggest fucking pussy when it comes to stuff like dude, a fucking leaf could fall wrong and I could cry. Like I get teary eyed.
yes, we know.
Like for media especially. It's really only with not in real life, but with media.
Mhm.
I can, if I allow myself to
empathize and
Be invested. in it.
empathize, I'll let tears fall.
yeah.
But I'll be honest, I did not I didn't even get teary eyed. It was a good
I feel that.
death, but it just didn't really hit that hard for me personally.
I can agree with that personally. Even though
I
I
felt
did
it
like
when
the
they were
sequence,
when
but
they were at the table.
I
Mhm.
like that ending bit where he was like, "You've stuck by me, even at my lowest. That's enough." And just Choso being like, "Oh, is that the case?" I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I'm with Taco in regards to this.
Shout out to a real one. That's all I
yeah.
can say.
Shout out to a real one, man. Choso's fucking awesome.
And that's the thing is
He'll
I'm
be
not
there.
even criticizing the moment because I do think it's a well done death.
Same. Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's good too.
It's a good death. It's just emotionally it just didn't hit for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't control when the tears come. That's just how it is.
That's just
Yeah.
how it be.
Yeah, no, I get that. I forgot what emotions feel like a while ago anyway, so it's like...
But yeah,
All right.
You
Yeah.
better fucking
All right,
remember, pussy. You're supposed to be nice.
Yeah, you're supposed to be positive.
No, I'm
Stay
trying
positive,
I'm being
bitch.
positive. I'm just saying, it's like the whole empathy thing.
Yeah.
It never really clicked.
Man, you sound like Moss right now.
I was about to say. Oh my god! To people who are, he's never here on the podcast. We got this friend who goes by Moss, big Zorro fan, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. Why am I airing him out like that? That's crazy.
I mean, I like
He
Zoro.
just says the edgiest shit ever.
Moss is my goat.
We love him.
He really is.
But
the goat.
anyway, just giving context to the bit.
I will say another thing that I want to
Yeah.
talk about that was really fucking good. The Sukuna flame. Damn. That was
That
was
looks
awesome.
That's really cool.
Insane.
Yeah.
That panel is so good. That whole page. Oh my god.
yeah.
No, I'll admit I pretty much just blew past most of the text because that shit made no sense.
No, it made sense. I didn't like it, but it made sense.
It did. It was
I-
just a bit confusing at first.
Well,
yeah.
okay. This is actually just my straight up criticism of the chapter and just this fight overall. I feel like binding vows are used in such a lame way. Because
I was
it's
gonna
literally
say.
like this ability that I never explained how it works. Well, now it works in a different way because of a binding vow. What a twist. Okay.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like an impactful binding vow as well, where it's like, oh man, I can't use Fuga on people outside of the domain. We've never seen him use that in this fight, outside of the domain. So what does it matter? Why? This is such to me as someone reading this, sure, it makes sense, but this is such a nothing binding vow. Again,
It
this-
literally, it could
I
have
know,
just been that
positivity.
that's how it worked. No, shut up.
oh,
Uh,
I guess the bit is done.
Bro said
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
positivity.
no,
It's over.
fuck positivity.
All
I'm
right.
hating now.
I can get into this chapter proper then. Hey man, that's all you had to tell me.
Like,
It lasted
I-
a lot longer than I thought it would.
yeah,
To be
okay,
fair, we were talking
okay.
about a really good One Piece chapter. It was not hard to be positive about that.
My whole thing is if the twist, literally, I just hate how arbitrary it is. Like, the ability could have just worked that way the entire time without a binding vow, and, like, nothing would change about the story.
I brought this up on Twitter, and this chapter made me realize that, I guess not made me realize, but it really opened my eyes to what Akutami said in Volume 0, where he was
Oh
like,
my god,
yeah,
yes.
I have a general idea of where I want to take the story, but I have no idea how to really get there. I feel
Yeah.
like the entire Shinjuku raid is that. Like it's that problem to its biggest T, because now Todo shows up, he has his curse technique again. It's a buffed version of his curse technique, and on top of that, why didn't we tell Yuji or anybody else about this? Well, potentially Sukuna can read Yuji's mind now. Even though this has never been alluded to, Sukuna has already, like, it's already clear he doesn't know what the plan is, because he was like, hey, how'd you guys get so strong in a month? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And so, like, that was the reason why we just didn't tell Yuji about LaRue. That was the reason why we didn't tell him about Todo. It's such a strange reason. It only exists because Akutami, again, he knows what he wants to do. He doesn't know how to get there. So I think that was one of the biggest reasons why he didn't show this time skip. Was one, I genuinely believe he had no idea how to get to Gojo versus Sukuna otherwise. And then two, he would have to commit to shit. This entire arc hinges on the very fact that Akutami can just pull shit out of his ass and then go, oh, I'll explain it later. That's all it is. It's annoying because there's really no difference. Like, for those of you in the audience who like go on the Reddits for Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff, you'll see like edits and memes of like, oh man, Jogo showed back up in a chapter and he's fucking up Sukuna. Oh man, and like it's obviously a joke. There's no difference between those joke pages and the actual pages of the manga. And do you know why? Because in both cases, fucking anything could happen. Anybody could show up, anybody could do whatever, and this is the case now. We'll explain it later. And it's so annoying as someone who's so invested in this story. I really wish that Akutami had like a set plan, because there's so many things in this not in this chapter, but like in this Shinjuku battle where like things happen and later on, like chapters later, it's like, this is the reason why it happened. Well, that opens up a whole other box of questions. Don't mind that. Todo is here now, guys. It's like, okay, man. Like,
I thought about that like yesterday, or I think it was like even earlier today, where it's just like, it genuinely, as much as I do think it's like, yeah, it's really cool that, you know, he uses divine flame or furnace or whatever and everything, and it's like, I genuinely like the idea that, yeah, Sukuna just says fuck it, balls to the walls, opens domain, it's a bomb that goes off, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it again, uses another technique, another bomb goes off, and it's like, that's really fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
And I think that just should have happened through the whole thing, where it's like everyone really does just gang up on him, but he says, nah, fuck it, I can just overpower you because I can just do this shit that you never expect. But then Sailor's right, where it's like, well, how does he do that? Because you also have to keep in mind that this is Sukuna, who has like almost every part of his fucking limb and body ripped apart. And in my mind, it's like, the way that I think about it is like, yes, Akutami planned for this moment to happen, where it's like, yeah, he uses the domain and then he uses the flame and everything. How do we get there? And then he kind of forgot, oh yeah, that's right, Sukuna like should not be able to fucking walk or breathe for the time being, so it's like, okay, binding vows, fuck it, just binding vows. Okay, well, how do those work? Toto, look at Toto, guys. Toto, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Where it's like, yes, he has like this idea where it's like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? But then he doesn't exactly know how that cool thing really does happen. It's just look at it. It's just cool.
It's just cool. Yeah.
It's just cool. And you're right. Yeah, it is fucking cool. But it's like,
sick. Yeah,
bro, like, I feel like this could have been explained way better and so much easier without like all this other mental gymnastics that I have to do. And it's like, well, why worry about that sort of stuff? Because the story wants me to worry about that sort of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I am sick and tired of seeing these conversations like happen online, and then just for people to go like, well, it like technically makes sense. I don't care. Something can make sense, and I still don't have to like it. And on top of that, I shouldn't have to do, as you said, Jigga, mental gymnastics just to properly understand what the fuck is happening in this story. Like, I am someone personally who's reread JJK multiple times, and there have been multiple instances where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, it's...
Yeah, I threw it down
like,
a long time ago,
for
dude. You're better than
example,
me.
It's like, okay,
For this.
they go through all like, you know, they have like, and I love describing it this way, they have every plan in the fucking alphabet imaginable. And it's like, okay, if the story is going to take time to explain those sort of things and like really go into the nitty gritty and all this detail, why can I not pick it apart? Why does that count as like, no, you're not allowed to do that? And it's like, dude, it's super fucking funny that we all can universally agree that like at first, it's like, yeah, Yuta swooping in to save the day was like pretty cool, and the plan that they had with Domain was pretty sick. Then we realized, like, 5 plans later, it was the stupidest fucking thing ever.
Yeah, man. It was listen, we don't
because
need...
Akutami didn't think about it for a minute.
Listen, we don't need to think about why we didn't just bring LaRue at the beginning. No. It's because Sukuna has mind reading powers, which is like...
Somehow.
Yeah, like some of the most laughable shit just like in the entire story. Sukuna can potentially read minds. So if that's the case, why did we include Yuji in the plans for like fucking anything? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why was he there front and center and just like, okay, here's how we're gonna do this, here's the plan? Like, what? Okay. Sure, man. Yeah, this entire arc hinges on the fact that Akutami can just do whatever, and like you said, Jigga, it's cool. Like, there are some good moments that come out of this. I think Choso's death was good. Sukuna's flame was fucking awesome. Uraume during the I'd win pose, cool, man.
Yeah.
But like, I can still talk about and criticize the issues that this story has, because like once you start looking past the damn this is cool, the story falls apart a lot. And I feel like we would be having more of these conversations if there wasn't such tribalism within the JJK community, where people are just like, no, Sukuna's the best because he beat Gojo and blah, 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 blah. You're just mad because Sukuna won. And it's like, no, that's not what the issue. Like, sure, I'm upset that Gojo died, but I get upset when any of my favorite characters die. That doesn't mean the story's fucking bad. I was upset when Nanami died. I didn't drop JJK and go, this is the worst shit ever.
Still the best death in the series, by the way. I mean,
yeah, it's awesome, man. Like, it's such a great way. Yeah, man. Ugh. Yeah.
By the way, if we can pile on some negativity, not on JJK, but like on page 4, we have Uraume there, and like, man, Hikari has done fucking nothing.
Dude,
I
so
knew you were
fucking
gonna
funny
talk about that
Hikari's
shit.
He's like, what is that?
Bro,
Why do you even
Uraume looks like they've barely been touched, and Hikari is like fucked. Uraume looks just as clean as they were at the start of this fight. Hikari is cooked.
Bro has done nothing this whole fight.
They call him 007 face ass.
Hikari broke every sweat imaginable.
God damn, bro. Yeah. I've said this before, but it's like Hikari versus Urume is just a fight that's not happening at this point. It's kind of sad because I did want to see that fight, but at this point, I don't care.
Now,
about it
I'm
anymore.
actually really hoping, because I know we also joke about it, where it's like, oh, you know, when Sukuna is beating everything, then Hikari just shows up, it's just like, yeah, we did it, guys. It's just like, yeah, we sure did. Thanks, buddy.
We.
We what, like Nintendo Wii?
Yeah. I want to bring something back to Binding Vows because this is something that I just remembered. So I know with Binding Vows imposed on the self, this was something that was people reminded me of. Binding vows posed on the self, like the worst you get from it is that you just lose the thing that you gained, which, side note, another reason why binding vows in this story are just terrible and they're just nothing but plot devices. But anyway, it's very strange because like there has to be a way to make like a permanent self-binding vow, because Miwa still can't use her fucking sword, and then Sukuna still has like the world slash shit. Like, so like if Sukuna doesn't use world slash anymore, does he not have to do it? But at the same time, like he knows how to do the technique. Like, how would that work if he was just like, all right, I'm done with this? Because he has like the arms now, so shouldn't he be able to just logically like go back to what it was before? It's very confusing.
I'll be honest with you, Sailor, I don't know.
Yeah,
you're real for that, Oomphy. You're real for that.
As someone who, I mean, I think I have a pretty good understanding of cursed energy as a power system.
I could look at this with my professional eyes and say I do not know.
Hey, man.
I can tell you with confidence. Maybe.
Yeah, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt. I'm lost.
Shrugs.
Yeah.
With absolute certainty, I guess.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. But yeah, I mean, I hope the rest of the fight is cool. The rest of the crew may be fucking napalmed. We don't know.
Dude,
Bro's
yeah.
like, they're probably okay.
Bro,
All
last time you said someone was probably okay, we never heard of her for like 100
Yeah, the last
plus
time
chapters.
you said that, people have been waiting in the fucking trenches.
Yeah.
That is so true.
They may just be fucking gone, dude, which if that's the case, oh boy. I'm sure people on Twitter are gonna eat it up because it's Sukuna. Like, he has to prove how strong he is, even though he just beat the fucking power ceiling of the system. So that in itself.
Dick eaters.
Yeah, like we've already gotten enough proof that he's strong. All right, we've gotten that part. So let's get our main character.
No, it makes sense because he's a super strong guy. He's supposed to be strong, which like no one was
If you
saying
somehow
he
didn't
wasn't.
understand that already.
Yeah, no one was saying he wasn't. It's just, you know, we'd like some more stuff. Like, I don't know. It's so strange, right? Because niggas will dick eat Madara all day long. And Madara did not go on like a mass murder spree of like important characters. But niggas would be like, oh my God, he's such an amazing villain. Oh, his aura is insane. But then they'll turn around and be like, well, Sukuna has to murder everybody or else he's not scary. Like,
That's
okay.
actually, Taylor, I'm glad you brought that up because I saw a tweet about that, and the guy had a really good point where he was like, this is actually a really bad precedent to set, like what Sukuna's doing, because
yes,
if you establish the idea that a villain is only threatening, or the more characters a villain kills, the better of a villain they are, you're essentially, like, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's an actual detriment to your story, because you don't want to kill off all your characters. Like, you don't
Yeah.
want to have a villain like this where they just continuously kill off characters, because it completely ruins the investment of the readers. Like, because the readers, they might be invested in the villain, but they're invested in all the characters, ideally.
What
So
what
it's
reason
like-
will they have to come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, it's
not
literally
fun
the
just
reason
have
why
them. Go
it's
ahead.
the reason why this Choso death didn't hit that hard for me, because there are so many deaths in JJK that I'm kind of become desensitized to it. So it's like,
Yeah.
they just
That
don't
is
hit that hard
perfectly
for me anymore.
Encapsulating it.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It's
I
like,
want to
just-
be able to care more about this Choso death, especially because of all the buildup we've had
Especially because it is
had in this
a
chapter. but
well
it's like
executed death.
Yeah.
we've
this
had
Choso
so many
death-
of these guys get off by Sukuna before. It's just like, what does it matter at this point? Hey, that's
Yeah.
a precedent set.
This Choso death is a well-written death. It's a good death by like every standard. It is good, and I did not feel shit
Mhm.
because
Yep.
it's just a consequence of Sukuna, like the way he just takes out characters, and just the way so many characters in JJK just die. So it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't hit that hard for me.
Yeah. I heavily agree with that, because by just tying like a villain's like tying their
aura,
importance,
how many
yeah,
aura
their
body
aura to body count is just awful. Because so many villains would just be ass in that regard, I guess, according to people online. And like,
People dig Crollo, he hasn't done anything.
yeah, and like just tying a villain to, okay, well, how many people have you killed? It's so, I have no other way to say it. It's just boring. Like, there's no other like surface, like there's nothing else to the character to really like delve into. It's just like, yeah, he just kills everybody who comes in his way, and like, sure, it can make sense, but my god, does it make such a less entertaining story. Like, it was cool when you got to see like you got to see heroes like get the one up on villains, and like just having a villain that is just a brick wall that nobody can climb because he's just so powerful. It's just like, why should I ultimately care? Like, why should I get invested in this character story? I brought this up before, where it's like, why should I get invested in this story if the biggest issue goes back to, okay, but how do we beat Sukuna though? It's so strange. There's nothing. That's another bad thing about this. Like, there's nothing we learn about the characters in these deaths. Whereas like before, we got like these moments with characters and stuff like that, or like it tied back to their character in some way. Now it's just like, okay, people just die because fuck it. People die. You have to gas up Sukuna. And then at the end, that's it. Like, Choso has been like the first actual like well-written death in quite a while, and it's just because it was a good character moment for him. But aside from that, niggas have just died. Like,
Yeah, no.
God.
And it's
man.
interesting you bring up the brick wall analogy, because if you think about it, Madara was the same way, at least until Kaguya showed up. But it's like you never had the same feeling with him. So I feel like that's an interesting thing to analyze there.
Yeah,
There, you
because
know?
Madara, like, niggas talk about aura, and Madara, his aura was fucking insane. Like, just the fact that he can, like, a fake version of him can pull up and be like, yeah, I declare war on all of y'all. They're like, whoa, okay. We should probably figure this shit the fuck out. Madara comes in and starts doing shit that we've never truly seen, and, like, all this extra stuff. But even at the end of the day, Madara is still like a person. Like, Zenith brought it up when we were talking one time, like Madara just being like, what was it? Like, he can't like piss when other people are around. Like, he's just like,
Yeah.
like he's still like a human being, where Sukuna's like, ha ha ha, I'm
Did Madara
evil.
even kill any like important characters?
The
He
closest was
killed-
Naruto and Sasuke, but they came back, right?
It was.
What about Neji?
Yeah, I think that was more.
That was
of-
Obito.
Obito.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that
Obito.
was
Oh,
Obito.
okay. Yeah, no, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Which,
The Ten Tails
I mean,
also
you
showed
could-
like fucking was it like Shikamaru's dad and like them, but like
Yeah, with
that
the
was
mom
also
and
like
stuff.
Obito, right?
Yeah, that
So it
was
wasn't really-
Obito, I believe. Yeah.
No, that one was Madara because he was specifically focusing on the strategy of taking out the commanders.
Okay. So
Ah,
I guess
okay.
he killed Shikamaru's dad, but it's like
Oh
But,
well.
like that's
Shikamaru's
Shikamaru's.
Yeah.
it's like
Which like I
Oh,
like
well.
as a character. He doesn't like do a whole lot.
Yeah.
he didn't go through killing all of like the Konoha fucking like what
Well,
are they
yeah,
called?
no. The Konoha 11, I think.
Yeah,
No.
he didn't go
Yeah.
through like one by one killing every member of the Konoha 11.
Yeah, I think that does make part of it because, like you said, and he did flex a lot, especially like during the Kage fight. But it's like maybe it's because he didn't go on a whole murder spree that he was a little bit more restrained, that you can take him a bit more seriously as well.
I mean, this just goes back to the idea that was said earlier. There is a weird standard being set, and that's
Yeah. I don't think it's a very good one.
'Cause there is definitely some credence to it. Because I think an
There's
example
value
of
to
a
it,
villain,
yeah.
I think an example of a villain who would have greatly benefited from actually killing a character would have been like Kaido.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kaido-
he needed the fact that like he didn't kill anyone. Actually, just I think that sucks. If I'm being honest.
dumb. Well,
Mm.
it's even worse because he had a great kill. Like he killed Kinemon. That was a
That's a
great.
great. That's a
It-
great death, honestly.
That's a great death.
I love the
it was a
original Orochi
really-
death.
That's
it-
true.
It was a really good death for Kinemon, but he didn't die. So it's like I do think like that is an example of a villain where I still like Kaido as a villain, but like I do think it is a flaw that he didn't. He's a Yonko. He's one of the strongest characters in the series, but he didn't kill anyone. Like not a single character. So it's like
Yeah. I think it could also, not also, but I think a big part of it would just be like, sure, you could kill a character, but like, how does this death serve the story? And
Mhm.
I feel like Akutami doesn't really think about that outside of, damn, Sukuna's nice.
It's cool, and at the same time, it's like, well, now they don't have access to like that one thing. So, for
Yeah.
example, like Higuruma, where it's like, yeah, people like Higuruma, he's cool and everything, but it's like, what does his death like fully do to say like Yuji or anyone around him? I don't fucking know. All I know is that
Yeah.
they can't use the executioner sword now. That's it.
Of course, yeah. And of
It's-
course that
it's
doesn't
not
make like
like-
everything, because Gojo's was an example of a death that like pushed the story forward, but like
Yeah.
obviously there are issues with that, but I think that's a big cause for like the issues and like death in general, how I think it should be handled. But what were you saying, Taco? I'm sorry.
it's like the deaths in JJK aren't really handled like, oh, this character that we really care about's dying. It's like a JRPG and one of your party members goes down. It's like, fuck, I can't use that ability anymore. Shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ah, shit, we
That
can't heal
is-
anymore, guys.
That
Our black
is
mage is
such
down.
a great way of describing it. Holy fuck. Yeah. Like, oh man, now Yuji will never learn Supernova.
Yeah, fuck, man.
Fuck. Damn it. Yeah. It's so strange too, because I think JJK used to do deaths pretty well. Like, obviously we mentioned Nanami. I'm honestly a fan of Nobara's, like the way that she was handled as well. I know that's
Uh-huh.
a criticism, not a criticism, but like not
Not
a
a
popular
common
take.
phrase I've
Yeah,
heard.
not a common thing. I think that was handled pretty well. Mai's
I think
death.
it's a good death. He should have just made it more like afterward. He
More
should have just
death,
been
Of
like, yeah,
course.
she died.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
I
that's-
agree.
Yeah.
The death
I
itself
absolutely
is done
agree.
well. It's just like later he should have clarified.
Yeah. Fucking Mai having a better death than Gojo is a choice, but you know.
It's what happened with Maki and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I feel like just to round all this off, you don't need death to make your story good, and I feel like it's going to be very interesting like 5 or so years down the line when JJK is long over and people look back at this and it's like we've talked about this before on the podcast. It's like, sure, the series beat the Mickey Mouse allegations, but like, what does that really matter now? The
A lot of
story is
those
done.
A lot of those deaths now were just meaningless in a sense.
They were literally just meaningless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Yuki, this character who oozes potential, dies. Well, what did it present the plot?
The
Shit,
world's best
Kenjaku.
author that there could be.
Yeah.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Most series like this, most long running series, when they're in their final arc, right? They get a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, of
That's
course.
true.
There's
Yeah,
so
every time.
many, like, there's a lot of emotions are running very high. People are worried that the things they want from the story they're not going to get, or outside interference. There's a lot of stuff like that.
Of course.
And when a story ends, usually it gets like one strong reaction where it's like you have a lot of people praising it no matter what, or you have a lot of people shitting on it no matter what. Like, people go back and they're like, oh, this was actually bad, this was actually bad, because now it's like, okay, this thing didn't pay off, this thing, yada yada.
Yeah.
You have a bit more of a full idea of the series. Personally, I think JJK, when it's over, is going to get ripped to shreds.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
abso-fucking-lutely.
I
Dude,
think
I'm
people
waiting
are-
for it actually.
Yeah.
People are gonna go back and look at this whole final arc and be like, wow, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where a series that isn't structurally very sound, because I think that's something a lot of people underestimate about like the quality of a story, is how all the pieces fit together.
Yep.
And that's a bit hard to really take a good look at when it's a weekly series.
So you have
Yep.
all the pieces in place.
So you have all the
basically.
pieces, and like I said, I have had several praises for this final arc. There are a lot of really nice pieces.
Yeah.
They are not. Some of them are you know how when you're a kid and you're doing a puzzle and they're just not really fitting together, so you kind of just fucking force it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's real noticeable once the whole thing's put together.
Yeah, yeah. I think this also benefits a lot from our age of social media. And again, just like, we talk
That's
about
so
agenda
true.
piece, but agenda Kaizen as well. When all the smoke is settled, the agendas are done, the story concludes, what do you really have left? And I feel like that's going to be a very interesting reality for a lot of people to face and discuss once this story is over. Like, what do we, like, all the shit, all the slander, all the praise is like gone. We just have the story as it is now. How do I feel about it now? And I am very interested to see what the fuck that conversation is going to look like. Hell, even a year from now, because JJK is going to end, like, I imagine sometime this year. Even like a year from now, I am very interested to see how the opinions change, if so, on Jujutsu Kaisen.
I think it'll take a while, because I think a lot of the agenda, like, that stuff will last for a while, at least like 6 months, because people
Yeah.
eventually will get bored of the agenda stuff, and then they'll just have to. The people who are running the agenda stuff will continue. In fact, I think they'll get stronger as the series goes. And then once it ends, I think that'll be when we see the biggest influx of like pure agenda, like just people fighting each other, people arguing this side, that side.
Yep.
And then as time goes on after the end, month by month, the agenda stuff will slowly start to go away, and people will just start having more of an earnest outlook on the series. And that's like,
And that goes
I think-
both ways, by the way.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Like
There'll be
hatred
people-
and like slander and liking.
Yep.
obviously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
there will be people who didn't like what was happening. They might look back and be like, okay, maybe I do like this. Maybe I didn't give this a thorough, I didn't give this a chance when it was coming out.
Mhm.
And then there will be people who were dick riding it, or being like, okay, maybe I didn't really look, properly look at this. I think it'll probably be up to a year. I don't think we'll really see the legacy of JJK, like what it's like leaving behind, until like after a year.
Mhm.
Because it takes a while, but at the same time, I don't think the age we live in now, things are so much faster.
Oh yeah. Like 2 days ago
So-
was like 2 years ago internet time, it feels like.
Yeah, because internet time the information we get and
Instant
process is
gratification,
there's so much
baby.
more. So it's
That's true.
like 10 years ago when a manga ended, you had to wait a while to really see like the effects of it. I think JJK, it'll take a while, but it's not gonna be like that. It'll be like 6 months to a year. We'll really see what
Yeah.
people think.
The world / criticism.
Oh god, man, the slash that cut through immersion, baby. That's
Yes, sir. Oh hell
A
yeah.
slash that cut through
Hey.
emotion goes hard as fuck.
I'm letting you
That
know
was
right now. I'm
crazy.
planning.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm planning a JJK video. That's gonna be one of the parts. Listen.
Dude, literally
Listen.
just titled the video that.
Hey
That would go
man,
so fucking hard.
if you're listening to that, you want to use that? Hey, you run with that for free, my man. You can take that shit. Do what you want to do, man. But yeah, yeah. This was certainly a chapter. I am interested to see what happens next week. 'Cause-
like here's the thing. I am ready. I am ready for that weaponized schizophrenia to come back into the series. It has been too long.
Hey man, just you wait. We're gonna have a bit where Ui teaches him how to like swap souls or some shit. We're gonna have some stuff with that. And he's gonna have
Hey,
like a
straight up.
domain expansion.
Sukuna, what's your type? I don't have one. Kick his ass.
Yeah,
Viciously.
fucking kill him now.
I mean, he probably is gonna ask. Like he always does.
If he doesn't ask,
Well,
I'm disappointed.
He didn't ask Mahito, so I guess not. That would have been funny. You should have asked Mahito. I want to hear his answer.
Hey man, that'll be fun.
Look, I feel like you know what? I'm sorry, everyone. We didn't actually talk about the chapter that much.
I mean, I feel like we did. We pointed out a lot of the positives that we had.
No, we talked about
That's
Joseph's
true.
dad.
We talked
about it a
the
good
fire.
amount.
We covered
Yeah.
everything.
You know what? That's fair. I don't know. I just feel like whenever it gets to JJK, it always becomes like a broad conversation about the series as a whole. And
Well,
so-
fucking Akutami doesn't think big picture, so we have to, Zenith.
That's
Okay?
so true. You know what? That's fair.
We gotta fucking do it.
You know?
I imagine Gege has a tough time seeing the bigger picture of the series when his face is stuffed into Sukuna's crotch.
Hey, man.
You know, to
Tunnel
be
vision's
honest,
crazy.
like being completely honest, this is probably the most positive we've talked about JJK chapter in a while.
Yeah, no.
Ah,
I mean, I said
no.
I like the chapter.
Which is saying a lot.
Hey
Yeah.
man, we kept our promise then. Positivity
You know
abound.
what? Hey,
Let's talk
yeah.
about a good chapter, man.
What's
Yes,
next on the-
sir.
MHA.
So we have MHA. MHA chapter 423. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
I honestly don't have much to say except I fucking love this from beginning to end.
It's pretty cool.
I really like this chapter, and I'll be honest, I didn't tear up, but I was feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The chapter was definitely like the end when his mom like cheers him on. That definitely was tugging at my heartstrings. I really, really liked it.
Here's the thing. You say Run is gonna hit in the anime for this.
Oh, you fucking know it. Like it would be a
That's-
fucking crime if production did not put that song on when they get to this scene.
Dude, their
Oh,
music
yeah.
production's been so wonky in the later seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Always placed the best. Actually, I will say the anime has had a really good start. So,
Even if the Star and Strike fight.
That's
Yeah, I
nice.
saw that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from the anime, but oh, did Sailor cut out?
Uh-oh.
I would
Crap,
say
I
so.
think he did.
Huh. Who knows?
Is the podcast still going?
I see it still going.
I'm not sure.
I'm back. Wi-Fi died.
Oh.
Sorry.
Did
You're
you
not
take
the only
Sailor
one.
with you?
Apparently, I think Sailor
Oh.
cut out too.
Oh. Well,
Wait, I don't think Sailor cut out. I think he just left. I think
I
we're
went to the
still
bathroom.
going.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
the stream
Go
is
ahead.
still going.
Yeah, we can still. I
Yeah.
went to look at the podcast. I'm like, wait, I can still hear myself.
I'm
talking.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom.
What happened? that was
Um,
just a bad. I think what happened was Zenith cut out, and you weren't talking, so we thought the podcast was like, cut out.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't. We
Yeah.
were still still
My
there. Good
fault.
thing no
Yeah,
one said anything.
we're
bad.
still vibing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
what it was.
We're still vibing. My bad. I really had to pee, bro. Damn. That's one of the benefits of having a bathroom like a step away from my room is that I can just
Mhm.
leave mid podcast. But anyway, what parts have you guys gone over? You just been talking about the chapter in general.
I'm just
We're talking about the
saying, like,
anime.
I was just saying that, you know, speaking of, the anime has been going crazy. actually as the start.
Has it? I've only been seeing Twice's tweets on it. Shout out to you, Twice.
I mean, it's been good. I mean, look, it's not like Shibuya, where that got an insane.
Then I fucking hate it. No, I'm kidding.
Here's the thing. I do think that MAPPA has kind of completely fucked with people's expectations of what a weekly anime is supposed to look like. Because yeah, you get good episodes. It's not always gonna be peak Sakuga. That's how you kill your animators.
You mean I can't sacrifice my animators to the blood gods for good animation every week?
Exactly. So,
Apparently,
and
there's some crime
MHA
against it.
looks good. We're 2 episodes in, and this, the fight has just looked good.
Listen.
consistently.
All that really matters, does it look better than season 6, like the beginning of season 6?
I would say so.
Okay, then it's good. That's all that matters.
And the fight's been cooking. Every level of production's been real good. Voice acting,
That's
music, all
good.
that
I'd
stuff.
be
It's
so sad
been a
if they
solid
made
start.
Star versus Shigaraki mid. I'd be so sad.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorite fights in the series.
That
yeah.
shit
Oh,
is
they
so
made it good in that.
raw.
Well, see how Gary's on for the rest of the season now, because it's first 2 episodes still.
I don't think it'll be as crazy just because there's a lot of talking. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's some talking leading up into the war. But yeah, I think it'll hold up pretty well. I mean, it's gonna have Class A students beating the fuck out of villains, and we all know how much Japan loves Class 1A, so they're probably gonna show out for them.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
One thing I think
Oh.
is a little funny about the chapter itself
Yeah, fair enough. Well, hit us.
is the scene of the U.S. president being like,
That is a little
"And
funny.
every
That
hero."
was funny,
Because-
yeah.
Here's the thing, genuinely, I like that scene, and because it isn't too late, right?
Yeah.
It's never, the point is that it's never too late to fight for what's right, but also it's bro, it's too late.
Couldn't be done
Bro,
when
the
you
series
get
is
there.
over, man. Y'all really should.
Bro, it's like that the one picture the Gucci backpack with hanging by a thread. It's bro, let it go. It's done, brother. Damn, we're already winning, dude. Holy shit.
It's how many? It's a couple hours. It's a pretty long flight.
It's
to
a pretty
Japan.
it's a pretty long flight. Yeah.
We're in the
Yeah,
fourth
I don't know
quarter.
if they're gonna
5
show
minutes
up in
left,
time,
bro.
though.
Unless they got a fucking portal too, then yeah,
They
I
got
don't know
a
if you're making
teleporter.
it.
Okay, that would be cool if they just had a hero that can teleport them all over.
Dude, if they did, that's
honestly, I
fucking
would
bro.
be
If they
surprised.
did, I'm pissed, bro. Where were y'all at? We needed you. Damn, we needed you, bro.
Oh, we're here now.
Yeah, we're here now. Let's go.
Fuck you.
You guys don't get it. America is gonna colonize them. Yeah,
Oh.
we saved the day, but you didn't do anything. Our work here is done.
That's fucked up, bro. That's what they actually came for. They're like, now's the perfect time to take over. Let's go right now.
It's time to expand the superpower.
Finally,
Let's go.
United States 2.
Someone needs to Never mind. I'm not gonna say.
Nah, this is gonna be Code Geass, us part 2 for real.
Oh God. But I like the part of the fuck. Why am I? My mind just blanked on everything. Hold on, I have to open the chapter.
He's fumbling.
I am, man. I like the bit of AFO being like, "Oh, I get it, Izuku. Here's why you're strong." It's very simple, but I like seeing Izuku gassed up, so it's good to me.
Hell yeah.
It's very good to me. I like that.
This
Summon
just
everything
occurred
up.
to me now, but this hit me in the same way as it did in Marine 4 art with Luffy. It's the greatest superpower is those that can rally those behind them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's true, yeah.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
I like the panel with All Might saying you've been my greatest hero. I think it's
Oh,
really
that
good.
was fucking amazing.
He's a bitch ass nigga. I really like Momoya.
Positivity, Sailor. Come on now.
Oh, okay. He is
We
a
left that behind, but yeah.
he is a guy. A guy whose ideals I may not always agree with, but I think he is very admirable. But I prefer to talk about my goat Momoyao just summoning a fucking railgun. That's awesome.
That was pretty fucking sick.
That's
pretty
really
sick.
cool. Yeah.
There's a lot of-
honestly, I like seeing all the class working together. I think it's cool.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I like this chapter quite a bit.
I'm sad we have there's no confirmation, or I guess it's just not gonna happen, of fucking Ochako jumping out of the plane to
Yeah.
fucking help
I
out.
was really expecting that. I was like,
I
there's
mean-
no way she's gonna do that, right? I
She
guess
is.
not.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Nah, man, throw some dirt on it. You're fine.
Yeah,
where's
strongest
Bakugo at, bro?
knife
Give Bakugo his
stab.
fucking ass up.
Yeah, right.
Bro is also done.
Listen, man, he's got the
His
fucking
girlfriend and boyfriend are dead.
he's got the fucking Ed shot worm treatment, man. He's he's cooking. He's fine. Let him do his thing. All Might installing ejector seats on the fighter's pilots while having kamikaze mode in his suit is crazy. No, listen. No. I don't listen. Twice, we're being nice this stream.
I mean, at his heart, All Might is a hypocrite. I mean, that's just his character.
I think he's a bitch ass nigga. I think
That's one way to put it.
I think he's a
Really the same thing.
a gentleman who's oh, the music cut out at an inopportune time. I think he is okay. I'm happy he's okay, as a matter of fact. He's mid, but I like him.
He is butt ass. But I like him.
Hey, man. Man. He's washed, but I'm happy he took a bath. A bath fixes everything. Don't you know, Twice?
He's washed, but I'm happy he took a bath. It's pretty
He's
fucking good.
washed,
I like that.
but I'm glad he washed himself.
Hey, Twice, listen. I know your favorite chapter, bucko. A bath fixes everything, okay? You just gotta remember that. But yeah, not much else to say. Not the bad. Hey,
This is-
honestly though, it was a pretty short chapter because it's just.
Yeah.
It was-
easier to
I mean, it was
like,
Yeah.
good though. It was good.
I
It's
think
good.
this is. I mean, I feel like it can't be understated that this is just one of the most important chapters in the series. Like,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
it is his rising chapter. I mean, every major character has one. It's like their name rising. Like that's
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
their moment where they
Yeah.
achieve their ideal. And man, I don't know. It's gonna be remembered, man. It's gonna be remembered. And fuck yeah, it's just satisfying that this is what
Yeah, no,
Deku's
'cause, like-
all about, and it's his moment to shine. It's his moment to show that his ideal of heroism, like, has the value to take him this far.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
For
don't
sure.
think I need to say much.
Hell
But
yeah.
it's like this is literally a culmination of everything since chapter
Yeah.
1, and it encapsulates it perfectly.
I was gonna say how I really like the end of the chapter where like everybody is like saying like you can do it, we believe in you, and everyone essentially pushing him forward to be the light that shines through in the darkness in the end spread, where it's literally just him like punching through all that shit. It's good.
Mhm.
It's very good.
Another
Fucking
fun little callback is there is on chapter, I mean not chapter, page 13, where it is the part where he's like, "You've been my greatest hero." That panel right before that is a callback to, it's right after Deku is doing some training after he learns how to use Black Whip better, and he's basically destroying a bunch of robots in training, and it's the exact same like framing almost, but instead it's All Might thinking about like, "Oh, you don't look back at me anymore," and it's like,
Yeah.
that's a sad moment, but here it's triumphant.
Mhm.
That's just nice.
True.
So
True.
good chapter, less fucking good.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Sailor's age is catching up to him. He needs a break. Help our favorite grandpa. Bro, what the hell? This is the nice podcast. You're supposed to
Well, I'm
say
about to go hard on Sailor and break his hip.
That can mean so many things. What?
No, I'm freaky.
Okay, name 5.
Oh my god.
Nah, I'm
Freaky
kidding,
ass niggas gotta keep their ass inside, bro. I know you heard
Nah,
the
bro, I'm
song.
outside your house, bro.
Oh shit. Freaky ass niggas, bro. Oh my god. He truly is a 69 god, chat. Insane. But yeah, let's move on to some sorry, I had to reach to my fucking notepad here. Let's move on to the next chapter. Chainsaw Man, chapter 164. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
But this shit came out so long
Asa
ago.
is
I gotta go
such a
back and watch.
bitch.
Asa is such a fucking asshole, dude. Like
What a loser.
what a loser. I genuinely listen, chat. You know, it's been a running gag, but genuinely, what a fucking loser. I couldn't believe that shit. This man is just like, man, I'm devastated. I lost like the only family I have anymore. This shit sucks. And she's like, listen, I'll treat you to something nice. I could use sushi. Ew, bitch. Pick something else.
Anything else.
Yeah, it's
And then
like, ugh.
Sana, man, the perfect hater. What a bitch.
Yeah, you have
Right?
to be
No,
doing
that's
something
actually what-
wrong, man, for him to
That's
say
just the
you're an
bow on-
asshole.
Yeah, no, that's just the bow on top. It's like when your greatest hater is actually calling someone else out for hating on you like that. It's just like it says a lot about your character.
Yeah, like for him of all people to be like, wow, you're a bad person.
It's really interesting because what we're witnessing in real time is two people like create a connection because she's trying to like, you know, comfort him in his like lowest point. But God, they're just so bad at being good people.
They're so bad.
like they're just
man.
both so awful at being normal. And it's
Yeah.
like they're trying their hardest clearly, but like man, they just suck at
They're
it.
just
dude. Like, holy
terrible,
fuck.
bro. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll treat you to
And they're gonna
anything
get together
else.
because, as you know, a negative plus a negative equals a positive. So
Of
all runs
course. Yeah, that's all they
Sir.
can fucking do, man. God. I genuinely couldn't believe that shit. I was like, Asa, what the fuck, dude? Like, God, man, you could at least treat the man to some proper food that he wants, but nope.
No
At
one
least
said you had
pretend
to
like
eat
it.
any.
Yeah,
like what the
right?
hell?
You could have
was
just
for
sat
him.
back and chilled out. It's especially mean too, because like Yor came out a little bit before that. It's just like, nigga, stop bullshitting. She's dead. Come on, we need to move on somewhere else. And then Asa follows up like, listen, man, I'll treat you. Ugh, never mind, man.
Treat yourself.
Treat your
Not to
fucking
mention,
self.
like, not to mention just the sheer confusion of it, because like no one else knows the whole thing with like Yoru and Asa, so it's like all they see is like this bipolar or chick who's first just hating on him, then trying to comfort him. You gotta imagine it's just confusing as fuck.
Not to mention, bitch, we ate starfish together. You hate sushi? Like, what the hell? Come on, dude. Come on. Just take one for the team. Come on, man. Or like Xena said, you don't have to fucking eat it. Jeez. Oh, wow.
You don't even want to look at it.
Yeah, right. I can't even be in its vicinity. Okay, bro. Yeah. I feel really bad for Denji. I'm hoping, praying.
I don't.
Okay.
He chose this. This is his fault.
All right.
I
No
mean, you're not
positivity.
wrong.
You know what? He's got a second hater.
Mm.
I'm not even hating him, bro. I'm just saying, you know,
He did say, like, every time I turn into Chainsaw Man, shit sucks. So, like, Taco's really just pointing out the obvious.
it's Zenith. Let me
Yeah.
reiterate. If you were watching a small child and they put their hand repeatedly to a hot stove, at some point you'd like, bro, just stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point you just be like, you know what, man? Maybe you are just dumb.
Maybe you are a fucking idiot. Maybe
mean-
you are a bitch.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Let him cook.
I don't know. I think he's on to something, this guy. This guy may be doing something.
Bro, do not let Zenith babysit your kids. They will fucking die.
It is fucking over, bro. Please don't let them.
Yeah, it's called faith. You know.
I
Got belief.
also I like to think Fammy and her hungry ass is just like, hey, tell him to eat something. Let's go eat something. Let's go eat. she does.
Right?
She does not give a fuck about cheering this man out. Like, hey man, maybe the food can. We should get something to eat. Tell him we should get something to eat. Where do we want to eat, Denji? I want food, please. Hey man, do what you gotta do. I guess. Yeah, she's so real for that. But listen. Taco may not, but I feel bad for Denji. I hope things turn around for him. I don't think the sushi is gonna do too much, but it's a start. You know, it's a start.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Aside from that, I don't really have too much to say. I didn't have very many dialogue options for this chapter.
There.
Nah, same here. I just needed to call out
That was a good
Asa,
chapter.
but I think we covered that already.
It is just building on the everlasting tragedy of Denji.
Yeah, it's just like, man, this sucks, dude. Like, bro, bro, he lost his little sister, gets kidnapped, then they get broken out. Like, they break him out, and he's like, he doesn't even have like a proper support system. It's like, man, fuck, nothing good happens to this man, dude. But hey,
Fujimoto's been reading or watching a lot of Spider-Man series, because the only thing I'm getting out of this is just like, I got it. Make the main character suffer endlessly.
Yes, sir. I love watching him go through pain.
Suffering builds character. Suffering builds character. Remember that.
At every point in the day, just know that you could suffer worse and grow more. But yeah, I think that's everything I gotta say for this chapter. Do you guys want to move on to our final one this week?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Haiwa karimasu. So let's talk about peak, man. Kagurabachi Chapter 32. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. I gotta be real with you.
This fight was pretty sick.
Also,
go
new
ahead.
color page.
God damn,
yeah.
bro, he doesn't
Bro,
miss.
he knows
There you
how
go.
to draw one thing, but damn, does he know how to draw
He
it?
does not fucking miss. I have not seen a new story get this many color pages like back to back to back, dude. Like, they are just letting this man do anything. It's awesome.
Jigga, can you save this off of Twitter and send it to me, please? Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. I'm gonna be really honest with you, buddy. This better not be something crazy when I open this. You know what? Yeah, sure, fine. Go on, everyone else. Oh my god, never mind.
Hey man,
Damn,
hey,
so
let it
much.
cook. But yeah, just like right off the bat, I like how the Hishaku leader, I don't think we got a name for him yet, but ouch. I like how
It's Anthony.
you know what? Sure, yeah. I like how Anthony.
No, they said it in the earlier chapter. It was Anthony. I remember.
Did
Do
they?
you? No.
Fuck no.
That's more.
But you can call him Anthony if you want.
That's so real, man.
Okay, so
Um,
Anthony, what's he been up to today? What's
I
happening?
I like Anthony where he was just like Chihiro gets this power up, and instead of just like you fool, that's not even like worthy of me using my pinky finger, I can easily deflect this, he gets his fucking arm chopped off, he's stabbed, he's like, oh damn. Oh, damn, nigga, you kind of crazy.
Wait, you could actually hurt.
Damn, nigga, I was not expecting that shit. Holy fuck. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's, again, it goes back to what we were talking about with Sukuna, where it's like, the villains are actually like people. It's just not like this complete obstacle that you got to overcome. So it was cool to see like the last embers of Cloud Gouger put in so much work. But something else that
Well, to add on before you go to
Oh.
the next point,
go ahead.
is that Anthony,
Yes.
that moment where it's like he never feels like he lost control of the situation.
Yes.
Despite that, like he's still very much in charge of the moment and
Mhm.
what's going on. But go on.
I was
Sorry,
going to
just
say that I tweeted this out earlier, and surprisingly,
Damn, bro, I was gonna steal that. Now you're gonna say it.
I mean, you can say it. Go ahead.
I don't remember what you said.
Okay.
I just remember seeing the tweet and thinking like, "Damn, Sailor's cooking. This is really good."
Yeah, I was saying that I really like how this chapter is centered around both Chihiro and Hakuri both breaking like down the walls that are around them. Because obviously Chihiro's a good person. He's displayed this before, but this is the first time where he's had the opportunity for vengeance and he's walked away from it. So like him breaking down the wall of his motivations being purely about revenge, and obviously Hakuri breaking down the wall of like his family and finally deciding to stand up for himself, and how that culminates in the end of the chapter and how that both like enables them to move forward. That's awesome, man. That's really good.
You could also look at it as a way that he's redeeming Cloud Gouger after Sojo's use, because it's specifically his whole motivation is to use these swords for good, and in its final moments, Cloud Gouger is used to save someone rather than killing someone.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's still probably gonna die, but you know, it's for like a good reason.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's used to help people instead of just like senseless murder.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, man, that's really fucking dope. I liked Hakuri standing up for himself, even if it was just like a little push that he did. Hey, man, it starts somewhere. I thought that was really badass of him, because that entire time he was just like, listen, man, someone's gonna save me. I just have to deal with it. And that moment where he's just like, nah, what if I just locked in though? And he stands up. he shoots off the ISO or the ISO, whatever the fuck.
I think it's ISO.
ISO, yeah. I just know because ISO plays in basketball are spelled almost the exact same way, so I like saying that too. But yeah, man, that was really nice. Also, I guess unintentional tying together ISO plays in basketball is when you go one-on-one. You stand against your opponent by yourself, and Hakuri did that.
Oh.
That was really cool.
Oh, like isolation. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a really nice moment, and again, I have to talk about like just how cinematic this paneling is.
Yeah.
That last bit where he was like, wow, he's really level-headed. I was not expecting that. And you just see Hiyuki like standing behind him, like, oh my god, dude.
I was gonna bring that up. I'm so hyped for next chapter.
God, I am so fucking geeked, bro. Holy shit. I'm so excited, man. That's gonna be such a good fight. I am so looking forward, because I imagine if she's gonna bring out the Rikuo spine, because that was obviously the big thing in her fight before she had to stop with Chihiro. I imagine she busts that out here, and I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, but it's gonna be huge. I am so fucking ready to see what happens here. I've seen some people theorizing that Hiyuki might die here. Hey, I hope not. I hope not. I love Hiyuki a lot, so I hope she sticks around for the long haul. But yeah, I'm expecting this fight to be dope, man. Fucking fire versus wood. Hey, so far the type advantage goes to my girl, but we're gonna see what this guy is cooking. I imagine he has some more stuff tied up his sleeve, his one sleeve, because the other one's fucked up right now. But you know, I imagine it's gonna be good, man. I'm looking forward to it. And then I also imagine that Chihiro and Hakuri, they're probably gonna make it a 3v3 with Mr. Shiba at this point. Because that'll be fun. That'll be interesting to see. I mean, it'll probably be like 2.5 versus 3, because, you know, Hakuri's still trying to figure out his shit out, but it'll still be good. I'm excited for that. But yeah, man, just really good shit this week. Just another really good Kagurabachi chapter, man. This series is
like
very
always.
Good. Yeah, man.
It has not missed.
Honestly.
Bullseye of manga.
Yeah, genuinely.
There's gonna be a moment where we come onto this podcast and it's just like a moment of silence. Like, fellas, Kagurabachi missed.
I can't imagine it truly.
I can't
Even
believe it.
then, yeah, like if it does miss down the line, which I imagine it will. I mean, no story's perfect, but it's just like, hey man, we had a really good fucking run. we had a damn good run, bro. Like, what is it, chapter 32 from chapter 1 to 32, all hits, no misses. That's crazy, dog. I ain't gonna lie. In this modern age, that's fucking insane, bro. Like, this is really good. Yeah, this is a great chapter. I don't have too much to say on this one either. I really like the stuff that was done character wise with Chihiro and Hakuri, and then again Hiyuki showing back up to fight this guy. I'm fucking hyped, bro. God damn, I'm so excited. Thank God we're not true. Me too. Thank God we're not on break again. I was going through fucking withdrawals last Sunday. It was crazy. But hey, next Sunday we're gonna get our fix again, and I'm very happy. Let me see what chapters. I think next week we have JJK, Kagurabachi, Chainsaw Man, and MHA. Right? I don't think we have One Piece.
No,
One Piece is on break. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, no, I never actually checked. So
Fair enough. Making manga's
yeah, no,
hard.
I know One Piece is on break next week, which sucks, but we should still have of JJK and MHA.
True. Yeah. Speaking of arms, Chihiro didn't have his left arm in Hakuri's flashback. Make me wonder what's going on with that. Yeah, I'm wondering what the deal with that is as well. Maybe Char was just like, listen, bro, I got you. Shut the fuck up. Let me like try to do something here. Or maybe it was something else. I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting to figure out what the fuck that is. But yeah, this was just a very good chapter. This was just a very good chapter. Is there anything else you would like to say to the people, fellas, before we get the F on out of here?
The only thing I probably would say is that there is a new series out on Viz. It's called Psych House. I read the first chapter. It was cute. It was nice.
It was alright.
So I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I had some extra time this morning, so I read it. It was alright, you know. It's cute.
True. Very true.
So if you have a chance, you can check that out, form your own opinions, and come back to us with that.
Yeah,
What would you rate it out of 10?
6 or 7
out of 10.
That's
And
crazy.
y'all are some fucking haters.
You know what? I wish, as with every series, I wish the author the best. It looks all right.
That's so sweet of you.
Hey,
We'll see.
before it's the next Roboko-chan, man. That's just gonna take over the manga or the fucking magazine, bro. It's gonna be awesome. But anyway, with that all being said, we appreciate y'all for coming out, rocking with us again, whether you're listening live or after the fact. Make sure to leave a like on the stream. Check out the links down below in the description. And with that all being said, we're gonna get the F out of here. Playoff Hoops is on, and I gotta go to the bathroom again. So I'm sorry I didn't get to read everyone's comments again, but shit, man, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta go. But anyway, goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.